This is Clown, the avatar of the American body and the mental power of a tier 3 Twitch sub. Truly a man of character. Many talk about the Clown, his power, his lore, his perks. However, what is almost never talked about is his add-ons. So today, I'm going to be changing that. Today, I will be breaking down Clown's add-ons from his very best to his very worst and everything in between. So with all that said, please hit the like button, subscribe, do the YouTuber stuff. On that note, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video, everybody. Number 20, we have the Party Bottle. Honestly, feel bad for including this on the list, but here it is. So what this add-on does is every time you throw a bottle, confetti comes out. So, you know, yay, happy, funny, haha. But unless the survivors have sensitive eardrums, you're not going to really do anything with this add-on. It provides you no tactical advantage at all, so wouldn't really recommend using it if you're a first-time Clown player, but hey, it exists, so if you like memeing, it's there, I guess. Coming at number 19, we have VHS Porn. This add-on, I despise. Using it and playing against it. I hate it. So what this add-on does is it switches the bottle colors around. So with Clown, normally purple means slow, yellow means fast. With this add-on, it inverts. So yellow means slow and purple means fast. And honestly, if you could hear my brain malfunction as I said that sentence, yeah, that's about how I feel about this add-on, because I swear to God, every time I use it, the amount of times I accidentally throw a speed bottle at survivors is, well, more times than I care to admit. And honestly, the only reason why it's above Party Bottle is because it actually can trick the survivors. However, once they pick up the fact that, hey, he has this add-on, his tonics are reversed, they're going to be able to find a way around it pretty dang quick, so overall it's kind of useless, and honestly, I feel like it's more of a detriment to yourself than the other survivors, so moving on. Number 18, we have a Thick Cork Stopper. It decreases the load time by 0.5 seconds. Wow, that's completely useless. Good job. Still better than VHS Porn, though. Number 17, we have Fingerless Gloves. Dear God, I could write a whole 5-minute essay about how I hate fingerless gloves, but I'll keep it brief. What fingerless gloves do is they make it so you throw bottles slightly faster, which, hey, that's pretty good, and it decreases your throwing arc by 15 degrees, which you might be thinking, hey, Spitfire or Mr. YouTuber Man, that sounds pretty good. Fun fact, no, it's awful, because if you get used to throwing Clown bottles a certain way, when your throwing arc is suddenly decreased by 15%, that's a huge difference. And that's not even mentioning the fact that it decreases your range with the bottles too. So it literally is it's like training wheels, right? Maybe initially when you first start playing Clown, training wheels, they're pretty nice, but eventually they just become really annoying, really cumbersome, and they just slow you down in every single metric. So yeah, don't use this add-on. That's really all you need to know. Moving on. Coming in at number 16, we have the Robin's Feather. Honestly, all it really does is decrease your bottle throw cooldown, which is already non-existent, so not really all that helpful at all, but hey, it exists, so, there's that. Next up, we have Starling Feather, which is literally just Robin's Feather, except 10% better. Wow, you turned a perk that makes you throw slightly faster into a perk that makes you throw ever so slightly a little bit more fasterer. Whoop-de-doo. Moving on. Number 14, we have a Smelly Souls. God, I hate that name. Apart from the name being just straight up disgusting, this add-on is extremely unhelpful. What it does is it increases your movement speed by 66% while you're reloading. So, I'm gonna be honest here. How is that helpful? What? If you're reloading your bottle, it's not like you're going to be chasing anybody anyway. And yeah, I'll admit having a little extra movement speed while reloading is kind of nice, but it's not that useful at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of satisfying to be faster when, just standing still, but yeah, not really an add-on I'd be excited about having, so moving on. Number 13, we have a Sticky Sodas Bottle. This increases your speed boost by 2%, so honestly, I think the perk or add-on speaks for itself. Don't have a lot to add. 2% speed boost, that's pretty neat. Solid add-on. Not my first pick, but hey, it's okay. Coming at number 12, we have Solvent Jug. What this does is increases the invigoration time from 6 seconds to 7 seconds. And the only reason why this is above Sticky Soda Bottle is because I think having an extra second of invigoration is more important than having your invigoration speed be increased by 2% for 6 seconds. I mean, if you just trust me on the math on this one, I promise. It makes way more sense to use this over the Sticky Soda Bottle. Just trust me on that. Coming at number 11, we have Spirit of Hearthstone, I don't know. And what this add-on does is increases the Speed Tonic's speed cloud by 20%. Not the actual like speed buff itself, but just the cloud, which sounds great on paper, but when you realize how Klon's bottle is actually used, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. The only 3 scenarios where you use Clown's Speed Tonic is either you're throwing it at your feet, you're throwing it straight in front of you, or you're throwing it like by a loop. And having the cloud be bigger is bad in a loop because then survivors have a higher chance of getting invigorated. When you throw a bottle at the ground, well, the cloud doesn't need to be bigger because you're already standing on top of it. And if you're trying to use it for map traversal, you can just walk into the bottle. It's not a hard target. Like, I don't know, this add-on is just completely unnecessary. I don't know why it's even in the game. It's not terrible, mind you, but not as great as it sounds. So, it's alright. It's not great. Coming in at number 10, we have the Pinky Finger. Dear God, for an iridescent add-on, this is atrocious. So, let's break down the 3 major problems of this power. So the first one is how you get the survivor exposed, which actually I should probably summarize what the perk does. Essentially what it does is every time you direct impacts a survivor with a bottle, they become exposed, and they also have to be intoxicated for that exposed status effect to apply, which is actually pretty hard to do. Both hitting the bottle and then capitalizing on it, that's very, very difficult to do. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is the amount of bottles you have is nerfed to 1. Meaning every time you throw a bottle, you have to reload. Which I'll tell you, gets real old real quick, and it honestly just completely and utterly destroys your bottle economy, because if you screw up, which is very, very easy to do with this add-on, because direct impacting a survivor is very hard to do, it's a complete waste. You basically waste your bottle. And the third major problem is, once again, with the bottle count. If you only have 1 bottle, when are you supposed to be able to use invigoration? Because the whole point of invigoration for the clown is to make his life easier. But when you only have 1 bottle, why in God's name would you use invigoration? It makes no sense. It completely nullifies that power. So, Cliff Notes version here, use the power. A, it's hard to actually get value out of the exposed status effect. B, you only get 1 bottle, so if you mess up, you're going to get punished severely for it. And C, it literally nullifies half of Clown's power. Bad add-on. Don't use it. I swear to God, it's trash. Coming at number 9, we have the Kerosene Can. Every time the survivor gets hit with the intoxication status effect, they get blindness for 70 seconds. That's respectable. And for those who need a reminder for what blindness does, because I certainly did, what blindness does is it removes all sort of like, the survivor's aura for everything, like, whether that's reading killer's aura or seeing survivor's auras, you get the idea. Honestly, pretty solid add-on. I'll admit that blindness isn't the strongest debuff in the world, but it's definitely something, and it just, punishes survivors even more for getting hit with the bottle, so overall, it's actually pretty good. Coming at number 8, we have the Flask of Bleach. What this does is increases the hinder effect of the slow tonic by 4%. I mean, I don't think I need to explain this. You hit the survivor with a bottle, and they're even slower than they already are. I don't think I need to explain to you why that's a pretty solid add-on. Like, if you're just starting out Clown, you have a limited amount of add-ons, chances are you're going to have a lot of flasks of bleach, and just throw it on there. Like, it's just a solid add-on. You literally can't go wrong with it, so that's why it's so high on the list. Coming at number 7, we have the Tattooed Finger. Wow, both iridescent Clown add-ons absolutely suck. This one just sucks slightly less, so let's talk about it. What this add-on does is every time you hit a survivor with a slow tonic, they are revealed to you for 6 seconds, which is actually a pretty solid add-on in the right circumstances. Now, the biggest problem I have with this add-on is there are a lot of times, I'd say it's about 50% of the time, all it really does for you is tell you information you already know. Like, say you're looping a survivor around a pallet. If you throw a slow bottle at them and their aura is revealed, chances are you're staring at the survivor, so that aura reading is utterly useless to you. However, the other half of the time, say there's a rock in the way, or there's a big desk in the way, like on Raccoon City Police Station, then yeah, the aura reading can be nice because you can mind game a little better, and overall, I think it's good, but it definitely is not iridescent good. Like, out of all the iridescent killer add-ons, this one is pretty weak. Like, really weak. I would not recommend using it. Is it bad? No. Is it good? Definitely not. Coming at number 6, we have sulfuric acid. Similar to the kerosene can, what this does is whenever you hit a survivor with the bottle, you get them with the mangled status effect for 70 seconds, which prevents the survivor from healing. Or, it doesn't prevent them from healing, but it makes it so their healing is 25% slower, which, hey, that's pretty good. Say you hit a survivor with a bottle, you tag them with your knife, the survivor gets away, well, they're going to have a fun time healing. Bye-bye. So, honestly, I don't think I have a lot to say about it. Pretty much just apply the same thing I said about the kerosene can, except better. So, pretty solid add-on. Would definitely recommend using it. Moving on. Coming at number 5, we have the bottle of chloroform. What it does is it increases the slow tonic's gas cloud by 20%. I mean, it's about as good as it sounds. I'm going to be honest here. It literally is just that speed buff from earlier, except on the slow tonic. Except on the slow tonic, it actually makes sense. And it's about as good as it sounds. It literally just makes Clown's slow bottle 20% better. Not really a whole lot to talk about here. Very solid. Coming at number 4, we have the cheap bottle of gin. What this does, it increases your invigoration by 3%, which may not sound like a lot, but trust me, it makes a pretty big difference. If you do the math on it, it actually makes you get to your location 18% faster, which is actually pretty darn good. Like, that is very, very noticeable, and that can absolutely make a difference. So overall, solid add-on. Coming at number 3, we have Ether 15 Vol. I apologize, that is absolutely not how you pronounce that, but I'm tired. Shut up. So, what this add-on does is it makes it so that survivors are intoxicated 1 second longer, meaning the survivors are hindered for 1 second longer, and their vision is distorted for 1 second longer. So honestly, it literally just makes Clown's power, let me do the math here, because it's 6 seconds. Yeah, it makes Clown's power 15% stronger. Literally not a whole lot to add there. It literally just makes Clown, as a killer, 15% better. Coming in number 2, we have the Garnish Makeup Kit. This increases invigoration for 2 extra seconds, so it goes from 6 seconds to 8 seconds, which is a very, very strong buff, especially if you combine it with other invigoration add-ons. Whoo, this is a mean one. This one is really, 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 really mean. So, I don't think there's a whole lot to add here. It literally just makes invigoration 25% better. That's really good. Like, really, really good. Coming in at number 1, we have the Cigar Box. Now, for the unenlightened out there, this is by far Clown's best add-on, and it's not even close. And to paraphrase what it does, is every time you throw an invigoration bottle and you receive the invigoration status effect, you get wall hacks. You can read survivor auras within 16 meters of you. So you throw your bottle, and you can walk in a straight line for 16 seconds, and during those 6 seconds, my bad. During those 6 seconds, you can walk in a straight line, and while you're walking, you have aura reading. All within 16 meters. Doesn't matter if they're above you, behind a wall, behind a rock, whatever. So for all you survivors out there, if you see a Clown throw an invigoration bottle at his feet while he's picking up your fellow survivor, or he's doing something like kicking a generator, be careful, because if you're too close, he might be able to see you, even if you're hiding behind a wall, or you're above him, or whatever. So just be careful with this add-on, and for all my Clown players out there, if you're not already using this add-on, get on that. Seriously, this is by far his best add-on. It's not even close. This should be the iridescent add-on, not the other two I listed earlier, because those both suck. So, that is my ranking of the Clown. If you guys ended up enjoying it, please hit the like button, subscribe, do the typical YouTuber stuff. On that note, stay strong, stay clear. Spitfire out.